Welcome to Brain Vision.
This question wants us to explain how Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law, and Dalton's law all follow from the kinetic molecular theory. So let's start with Boyle's law. So Boyle's law shows us that volume is inversely proportional to pressure. So the pressure that is exerted by a gas results from the impact of its molecules on the wall of the container. The collision rate, or the number of molecules colliding with the wall per second, is proportional to the number of the gas molecules. So that means that when we decrease volume of a given amount of gas, that leads to increase in its number density, that is the number per unit volume, and hence it's an increase in its collision rate. For this reason, the pressure of the gas inversely proportional to its volume being occupied. So as volume decreases, pressure increases, and vice versa. Now for Charles' law. Charles' law tells us that volume is directly proportional to temperature. So when we increase temperature, what we are doing is we are increasing the average kinetic energy of a gas molecule, and that will lead to an increase in volume. So if volume increases, molecules will collide the walls of the container, and more frequently with greater impact. So if the gas is heated, that will lead to an increase in volume, which will lead to an increase in the pressure with which they are colliding with the wall of the container. So the volume of the gas will expand until the gas pressure is balanced with the external pressure. The next one is Avogadro's law. So this law states that equal volume of all gases contains the same number of molecules at constant temperature and pressure. So according to the kinetic molecular theory, when you increase the number of particles in the gas sample, the number of collision with the surrounding surface area will also increase because you have more molecules colliding. So since the greater the number of collision will lead to a greater overall force on the surrounding surface, the only way for pressure to remain constant is for the volume to increase so that the number of particles colliding per unit volume remain constant. And that is the law of partial pressure. And that is the Avogadro's law. So the next one will be the Dalton's law. And Dalton's law is called the law of partial pressure, which states that the total pressure exerted by a mixture of gas is a sum of their individual partial pressure. So if molecules do not attract or repel one another, which is an ideal situation, then the pressure exerted by the presence of another gas then the pressure exerted by the pressure of another gas, like, okay, so if you have like mixture of two gases, maybe oxygen and nitrogen, if there's no interaction between the molecules of oxygen and nitrogen, then the pressure that is exerted by the mixture of those gases should be the sum of the individual partial pressure, that is the sum of the partial pressure of oxygen plus the partial pressure of nitrogen.